Hey guys, today I'm gonna be doing something a little bit new, or it's gonna be new. I've never done it before, but so instead of doing like a review or whatever I usually do, um, I'm gonna read a couple of my old pieces, or not. They're not that old, but yeah, I'll just read a couple things that I wrote. So this first one I wrote. Technically it wasn't on the day, but it was in like the same 24-hour span of when I quit working at Jewel, which you should never work at ever. Um, just don't. But yeah, and I called it the top 10 reasons I hated Jewel. Um, and I wrote this on July 26th, 2018. So it's 1:49 in the morning, but this is no ordinary summer morning. For one, I'm listening to Good Charlotte, and by this time I'd usually be toward the end of the Bare Naked Ladies album Stunt. The second thing that's made this an abnormal morning is that it's still in the same 24-hour period that was my last day at Jewel. Any of you in creative writing, any of you creative writing fidels that were here last year know how much I hated my job there, so most of this should make sense. Anyway, this is supposed to be a top 10 list, so maybe I should start talking numbers. 10. Dinner party women. Jewel has a host of employees in their late 50s who just look like a whole dinner party. All they ever talk about is how good certain foods are, and then they continue on with their boring retail-centric lives. If they were an alcoholic beverage, they would be $14 red wine. Number 9. The smell of my uniform. Yes, I washed it, but it just has the Jewel smell, you know? Whenever I put it on, I always become a little sick because I know that I would have to work, or I would have to descend to the corporate hell for 48 hours. Number 8. The smell of the produce back room. Sometimes, when I do overstock, I would have to bring damaged fruits or vegetables to the produce back room. The smell is kind of hard to explain, but just imagine what the word vegetable smells like, and you'll get it. Number 7, the random schedule. So this got pretty terrible, especially towards the end. They would have me work something really dumb, like 12:15 to 7:45 or 1:30 to 6:15. And with that came an unnecessarily large amount of schedule checks the night before. Number 6, working in the cold. During the winter, they would put me in the lot a lot, and it would be especially unpleasant when they asked me to go outside, even though it wasn't my turn. Since then, the phrase help out gives me mildly unpleasant flashbacks. Number 5, unemployed, time-wasting idiots. So, there's a couple people that go into Jewel a lot just to go to Jewel. There's this one woman who always comes in braless and just mooches off the free coffee samples, and then after a few hours, leaves. Maybe she'll come back, actually. There's also a man who comes in just to go to get peanut M&Ms and lottery tickets every single day, and he also comes in multiple waves, too. Number 4, completely shot weekends. I'm fairly certain that no one has ever said Jewel and I have a weekend off in the same sentence. Seriously, it's like they expect Jewel to be your life. No, giant idiotic AARP corporation. We have other things to do besides bag groceries and make sure that idiot customers get their way. Number 3, abysmal music selection. Well, that is if you can call it a selection. Seriously, Jewel plays literally the same 10 songs multiple times a day, and maybe just throws in one good one during the 19-hour period that they are open. From a shitty country song to some dollar store Bruno Mars, even to the Star Wars theme, they've got it all, and they play it all over and over. Number 2, 8-hour shifts. Do you know how hard it is to work 8 hours? Number 1, idiot customers. Okay, some customers are okay, but 90% of them are old picky shitheads who want everything double bagged and arranged nicely. God forbid your ham would get bent. If they don't want it double bagged, they want double paper, otherwise known as one of retail's most ruthless tortures. Also, some customers think crapping on the bathroom floor is funny. Additionally, other customers just can't wait to get a cart, so they pull one right out of the stack that you're moving. And you'd think that freshly picked carts are the new American obsession. I can't tell you how much I hate these customers, but I think I really should get to bed. Plus, moving on is playing, and if there's one thing I need to do with the idea of this job, it's to move on from it. But I sure will sleep happy knowing that this giant corporation has one less cog in its money-hungry machine. But alas, it's 2:35, so good night. Obviously, it's not 2:35 right now. I wrote that over the summer. But next piece, I have it bookmarked. Actually, I took my bookmark out, so I gotta find it. I just wrote today, and I just thought of it while I was in the bathroom, actually I don't know when I thought of it, but I called it, beating up the trouser snake is a hard task. When I first rise up out of bed, or when I slide back into it, I'm greeted by my mortal enemy, the trouser snake. He comes and goes again, almost as if he wants to be beaten. I tell him no, but he rises up and the fight begins. Eventually, after I win the duel with him, he slithers back into his sleeping bag of a home, leaving only me to clean up the remains of this most felicitous duel. After the battle, I'm awarded many awards. They are typically composed of the same material used to make tissues and toilet paper. But the more that are given to me, the longer and harder the duel was. Once this ceremony is over, I retire to my bed with satisfaction, although I know the trouser snake will return tomorrow, yielding only another battle or 5. But for now, I must rest, because he will come again soon. Yeah, so to my 8 subscribers, if you like this, just say it, just put it in the comments or whatever. But yeah, I might do more of this if I can find old pieces, because I typically, like, I'm not like super confident in like everything I write, so I'm not going to share everything I've written, obviously. So but I might do it more, of course, with reviews in there too. And I've been posting a lot more lately, but that's only because I've had a lot of free time and I was bored a lot over this weekend. But I'll see you in the next video, which will probably be soon, because, you know, I get bored easily.